Lady Phoenix, welcome back. I haven't been here in a while and I decided I'm going to start this channel again. I am so grateful to those of you who have continued to support me regardless of my absence. And I tend to come in and out sometimes, but I am really just wanting to change this, kind of rebrand, I guess, this channel, if you will, because this channel used to be all about like nursing and nursing tips and things for nursing students, but I have changed the name, including welcome back. I haven't been here in a while and I decided I'm going to start this channel again. I am so grateful to those of you who have continued to support me regardless of my absence. And I tend to come in and out sometimes, but I am really just wanting to change this, kind of rebrand, I guess, this channel, if you will, because this channel used to be all about like nursing and nursing tips and things for nursing students, but I have changed the name of my channel. It used to be RN Nurse Prepper, but now it is called Life Cafe. And the reason why I changed it to that is because I want to talk about a variety of topics that are related to life because, well, we're all living and we're all alive. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about some topics that are happening around the globe, most specifically the coronavirus. And I do have a video that I posted on my other channel, Really Good Living. If you guys like to check it out, I will put a link down below. And it explains more about the signs and symptoms and things that they do and that sort of thing. And basically just a quick little rundown of that video is basically just explains like some of the symptoms like fever, cough, and shortness of breath, which is the majority of the symptoms, but it could be other symptoms like runny nose and, symptoms like general malaise, like when you're feeling sick and whatnot. And it's kind of like when you have a cold. And a lot of times they treat it like that when you go to the doctor and you're not experiencing like severe symptoms. So they might just send you home with the cold if that's what it is. And then if the symptoms get worse, you will go back. They will do a test on you for blood test, an oral throat swab or a nose swab. And that's how they test for the coronavirus. But, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of speculations of what's going to happen. It's really scary because, like, one of my kids, he was in college, and two people that attend his college actually were in contact or in a conference with people that were actually, I guess, exposed or in contact with someone that had the coronavirus. So that's really scary to me. But fortunately, they have closed down his school, and he is attending classes via the internet. Now, my other son, who's in high school, I'm very surprised that they have not closed the schools yet. I'm hoping that they will do it soon, but I wanted to ask you for your voice in this because as a parent or just a concerned person, or if you're an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, this is really important to address with the schools and the CDC and health officials to really have them be responsible and be diligent in really, taking charge of closing down the schools, because this is really awful. One of the most crowded places are the schools. So that's a really big concern to me. So I'm hoping that they'll take action into that. And yeah, so this is a global pandemic now, and there's a lot of different speculations as to what's happening and what's not going to happen or whatnot. But I'm taking my own precautions. We're kind of isolating ourselves pretty much. So we're not like going into any kind of crowd really. Like we're stopped going to the movies, and we're not going anywhere. Like even my shopping, I'm not even going to go shopping to be honest. This is putting a dent on my thrifting and my, you guys know I love shopping, but it is what it is. I'm going to stay away from the stores unless it's absolutely necessary. Like a few days ago, I did go to get some groceries. Actually, the past few days I've been going grocery shopping to really look for those essentials. Let me tell you, they are very scarce to find now because even like the alcohol and the hydrogen peroxide are completely gone. And I tried to get a bottle yesterday from the gas station, and the guy couldn't scan it, so he couldn't sell it. I was like, oh my God, what a bummer. So I am a nurse. I do have registered nurse, so I do have alcohol in my possession right now, but it's always good to have extras. So um, yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. But I don't know. How are you guys feeling about this? Because tell me down below what you guys are doing to try to prevent this from spreading or trying to prevent from being exposed to other people. Because I'm still seeing a lot of people coughing into the air, like they don't even cover their mouths, and you know, um, they're walking around, they go into the bathrooms and they don't wash their hands. And I think that's really, really, um, really poor choices. We are adults and we should know how to wash our hands, but you'd be surprised how many people don't do it. So it's really sad, but this is part of the situation that we have to take responsibility to really practice good hand hygiene and staying away from crowded places, traveling, that sort of thing, all the things that they're recommending. I do know, for example, a couple of people that are close to me that have traveled, but they came back, they had the test done, and they were fine. But who knows what the findings will be? It's everything's kind of very fluid right now. So the situation is just very sensitive right now, and we don't know, we don't have clear guidelines as to what's happening from the CDC or the schools or health officials. So it's a real big concern right now. One of the easiest things you can do right now is to practice good hand hygiene, which are universal precautions, and that's things like washing your hands and scrubbing them with soap and water for 20 seconds. And that's equivalent to singing the happy birthday song, which is a fun fact I like to throw in there. You sing the happy birthday song twice, and that equivalates to 20 seconds. I, on the other hand, like to wash and scrub for 30 to 45 seconds, believe it or not. And yes, I do count. My kids hate it on the other hand, but if they don't do it correct, I make them go do it again. I hear the ambulance already. Can you guys hear it? I don't know if you guys can hear it. But anyway, this is a novel new virus, so they're still trying to find out what's going on. And they recommend that you stay away about 6 feet away from people that are coughing or sneezing, that sort of thing. And if you are coughing or sneezing, make sure you always have a tissue with you and you cough into that or sneeze into that. Wash your hands after that immediately. And yes, if my kids are sick, I make them wash their hands even if they blow their nose like 500 times a day. That's what it is. Now, if you have elderly, they are at increased higher risk, especially if they already have any other type of diseases like cardiac disease, heart disease, diabetes, especially lung disease. So unfortunately, they're saying there's no antiviral medication, there's no vaccine available until maybe 2020. So that is kind of a bummer. But they are doing supportive treatment, things like, giving you Tylenol for any fevers, that sort of thing. But the best prevention, of course, is to stay away from people that are sick. If they're coughing, sneezing, you want to stay away because that's how it's transmitted from person to person. And I have a little acronym that I like to use, which is the men area. Stay away from the men area, which is the mouth, eyes, and nose. You want to, and some of the things that I recommend, like when my kids get home from school, I will have them wash their hands immediately because they're already coming from outside. This is in general every day. It doesn't matter if coronavirus or not. And I have them wash their hands immediately. And then I try to Lysol their backpack because, the backpack has been sitting on the floor when they go to school. I've also called the schools and asked what they're doing in between classes to be able to contribute to the cleanliness. And what they've told me is that they have the person in charge of cleaning to go and clean and wipe down the tables in between classes. But that's kind of debatable. I don't know if it's being done or not. So that's one of the things that I'm really concerned about. They have canceled some things like some activities and sports. Well, this is kind of funny because they canceled everything but sports activities, and then they don't allow spectators. So I was like, what? Okay, you're going to have these people be playing contact sports where they're touching each other. But, I think those are the most people that have to be protected because they're actually touching each other. But I don't know. Who knows? That's just my opinion. Another thing that I was watching this doctor. I forgot where I saw it, but it was on YouTube. And I was really like just kind of surprised and it's kind of scary, like what he was saying, because he was saying that, I was hoping to kind of see what he said. So he said that once you're exposed, which is via the nose, via the mouth, eyes, and nose, the men's area. That's my acronym, but that's what he said. So once you get exposed, then this gets to the respiratory tissue. It binds to an enzyme site, and then it starts reproducing up and down the respiratory tract. Scary, I know. And I guess that's called the incubation period. So they're exposed, and after about 5 days, they have the signs and symptoms of fever. It could be 102 fever with cough, and then 2 days later, they get chest pain, shortness of breath. 2 days after that. So once that happens, then that's how they're infected. They may be asymptomatic at first, so they don't know that they have it, but this is a time where they're contagious. So that's kind of the scary part. So the thing is, they don't feel sick, but they're still contagious. Now, here's the scary part for me. They were saying that there's not enough testing kits that are readily available, and that's really the scary part, because he was saying that Korea was testing about 10,000 people per day, and China was testing 1.6 tests per week. So 1.6 million. Now, here's the kicker in the US. They didn't really answer that question. So that kind of makes you think. But apparently, they're not trying to blame the CDC or anything like that, but apparently the CDC used to have 13.5 billion in their budget, and now their budget's been cut to $5.5 billion. And so this is really being difficult, because that means there's less people to put these kits together. And so this is really not helpful, especially for the people that are already working in the front lines, like nurses and doctors and healthcare workers. They're the ones that really need to be protected, because they're dealing with all these people that are getting infected. So this is the thing that's going on right now. But I don't know. You guys let me know down there. I would love to know, and continue the conversation down in the comments down below, and tell me what you guys think, because there's so much uncertainty, I guess I'm going to say. But it is a highly sensitive issue and concern. So this infection needs to be controlled. One of the things, knowing as a nurse, is that, it's kind of scary, because I think I've heard that they're trying to get doctors and nurses to come out of retirement and, go and give their time and either volunteer or work or go back to work, so they can try to have enough people to help, because they're really taxing the hospitals, and they're just overwhelming them, and the numbers are spiking, and it's just going to continue. By the way I see, every day continues to spike in the numbers of infected people. So it is a big concern. And, I wouldn't mind going back to work and helping out and stuff. But the thing is, I think people need to be diligent in protecting healthcare workers. See, there they go. Can you guys hear them? So, yeah, that's really loud. Anyway, so yeah, we're at the front lines, guys. We are working with patients that have not just coronavirus, but any other diseases, whether it be HIV or the influenza, whatever it is. And we are constantly exposed to, be infected with anything. So, but especially now with the coronavirus, I think it's important to protect healthcare workers, because that's really all you've got. You've got them trying to contain and control this, so you definitely want to supply them and give them whatever supplies they may need, the testing kits, what have you. So that is the situation right now. So that's just my little 2 cents on that. And I don't know if you guys want to keep talking about this, let me know. I'll try to make another video. But other than that, I'll probably just be uploading, I don't know, maybe once a week or maybe once every other week, I want to say, because I'm super busy right now. I'm going through a tough situation myself and has nothing to do with the coronavirus, thank God. But it's a different situation and it's pretty serious and it's pretty time consuming. So I would try to do my best to, come back at least every 2 weeks and maybe have a different subject, or if you guys want to continue the coronavirus updates and conversation, let me know down below. I'd love to know. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to be healthy, well, happy, and as organized and as healthy as you can be. Remember to wash your hands really well and clean your homes, which is what I'm kind of working on right now, is to Lysol and alcohol this place up. Which, by the way, brings me to the point that they were saying that the alcohol and hydrogen peroxide can kill the virus, but I don't know. That's not something that, I don't know if it's been confirmed or not. It's just something I heard one of the conversations the doctors were having. So, anywho, if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, complaints, what? Let me know down below. Just be nice about it. So, anyway, thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Many blessings.